What is going on, guys? Joey Francis here with FLEXX Training Systems. Happy holidays. Is it okay to say that? And we're coming at you from the car because I am just too busy to be able to sit down and record a video. I have to stop everything I'm doing, sit in front of my computer and think when I could just do it driving. This video is probably going to be a little bit interesting for some of you guys. And I'm really kind of interested to know what you guys think, because my perception seems to be different from sort of outside perception. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. As you can see by the title, I think I'm going to title this video No Pro Series ? And I kind of just wanted to talk about the Pro Series in its current form, talk about why I've just not really invested in it. I haven't really pushed my lifters to do it. I haven't really, usually I'm like very adamant about telling somebody, please ignore my car in the background, telling somebody, hey, like you should do this meet, or hey, we should do this meet, or whatever. But I've just kind of been, I've just like not, I don't even know when I'm pretty sure the Pro Series is in the next 2 weeks. I think, and that's only because like I'm friends with Ashton, and I was talking to him recently and he said he was competing. But when the Pro Series kind of started, it was like sort of like kind of quickly done, in my opinion. And it was done, I actually don't know how long it took for them to create it, but I know that there's ongoing discussions right now as to like what its final form will be. Which I think is a good thing, because right now, and kind of like what my issue was with it in the beginning, was that it's just too many, like, I don't like when there is, like, let's say there's a big meet at the end of, like, a lot of meets, right? So you have to do, like, many meets to, like, earn points or something, and I don't like that idea, because, like, I have some, like, very strong, advanced, heavy weight lifter, like just big lifters that need a lot of time to recover, and I cannot have them competing 3, 4, 5 times a year. You know what I'm saying? So it's just not something that interested me, like when I saw it. And then when I saw the amount of money they're giving out, I was like, yeah, this is not something that I would like to allocate resources towards. It was also during a time when we knew that Sheffield was going to happen. We just didn't know exactly when specifically it was going to happen. But if Sheffield is going to happen, that means people need to go to IPF Worlds. So we kind of had to make a decision, what are we going to do? And it was like right around the time that the Pro Series did its first meet, I think was last December. And, as soon as I knew that Sheffield was a thing, I told my people, hey, like, you have an opportunity to forget about placement. You just have to take 2 records in your weight class, and you can get, or just like, if you get 2 records in your weight class, I think you get as much as the person that wins the entire Pro Series. If you get 3 records, I think that's like a little more than 18,000. And then if you win, like if you place based on like whatever formula the IPF is using, I think it's going to go based on the world record and what your percentage is. Like how close you are to that, either above or below it, you're gonna win even more. Like you can literally walk away with like what some people make in a year, and that's like a huge opportunity for my lifters. So I literally, like, there are a couple of those lifters I had to convince them. I had to send them a bunch of audio and I kind of explain and break it down and say, hey, like, yeah, Pro Series, this and that. The federation's just split, but we need to get to Sheffield. You have an opportunity here. With Delaney, for example, I knew that Russ was going to go USAPL because of reasons. I don't know if he's ever talked about it in a video. But I guess to give you guys, like, Russ doing that is because he was like part of a bigger plan. And he had already just won Worlds. He'd already traveled internationally and done all that. I think it was the second Worlds win, this third time that he went. So he wanted to try something else, which I totally get. Also, I think with the equipment for USAPL is like less restrictive, which would allow Russ to kind of wear whatever he wants. which is cool. But you know, it's not like the SBD's bad equipment. You know what I mean? It's just he could wear like more flexible things. Like for example, like I don't think my lifters can wear FLEXX at Worlds, but they can wear it at USAPL Nationals, and we really haven't had a problem with it anywhere else. I mean, that's a small detail, but the point is, I knew that Russ was going to do USAPL, so there was an opportunity for Delaney, who's like second to Russ, and I said, hey, like if you go IPF, you're going to win, and you'll get into Sheffield, and you'll have an opportunity that is like once in a lifetime. And it truly is once in a lifetime, because it's the best. It's like top 12 lifters like on the planet Earth. You know what I mean? Like it's a very from all over the world, and you know, geographically, I feel like it. You know, they try to spread it out. So, you know, I don't know. This may never happen again. And I just said you got to jump on it to Delaney, and you know, I convinced him to do it. Although the Pro Series, I remember he saw the Pro Series, thought it was cool. The way they did that meet, it kind of looked like an Arnold to me. Literally just looked just like an Arnold, except they had that whole walkway in the middle. I think they're adding a little bit more bells and whistles this year, which is good. I think powerlifting needs to continue to add more media, add more interesting things to talk about, create a storyline, interview the lifters, you know, things like that. It just has to be done right. It's a lot of work, right? You know, we had suggested upping the membership fees for USAPL by a little bit, 10, 15, 20 bucks, whatever. Shit, even if they made it $100 annually, that would do a lot. Some people didn't like that, but it's just an idea. It doesn't have to be that. But it can't stay the way that it is now. That doesn't interest me. You know, somebody winning nationals getting $1,000 when it costs them $1,000 or more to get there. Like, what is that? I mean, it's better than nothing, right? But it's like, why? If the prize was bigger, which it is going to be bigger, I believe. It still needs to be bigger, right? It has to be able to compete with Sheffield. Then lifters can really have options. Then lifters can really have like, okay, you know, you can't really go wrong with whatever, and you could just kind of lift where is convenient for you. But really, like this Pro Series coming up, I just don't really have any. I don't have anyone doing it. I don't think. I mean, FLEXX is really big. I have to check with the other coaches and see if they have anyone doing it. But for my roster, my heavy hitters, I don't have anyone doing it. That I can think of off the top of my head. I don't, because it's in 2 weeks, and like I would be talking to people about tapers and stuff. Because like I said, the timing was just not. It was just not good for us. Like I wanted to pursue Sheffield. I've been waiting years for this to happen. I was supposed to happen in 2020, and then you guys know what happened in 2020. And now it's finally going to happen in 2023. I've literally been waiting 3 years. I've known about it for 4. And it's just like, I need this thing to happen. I don't care about anything else right now. We are going to get this done. We're going to see how it goes. We're going to get that out of the way. You know what I mean? And then we are going to go from there. If Sheffield is the most insane, crazy meet the world has ever seen, that is going to drive a lot of people to want to come do that meet. If Sheffield kind of sucks, and there's like a lot of empty seats, and it's just, you know, it's just not good, then maybe people say, well, see, international travel is not even a problem, because when you do Sheffield, you get everything taken care of. Even your coaches get taken care of, I believe. So it's a very special meet, right? It's a super dope opportunity. USAPL doesn't have anything like that, where you just totally get taken care of, like travel, everything, you know, and you win money on top of that. It's like you literally don't lose anything. You just have to compete, and obviously you have to prep for a meet and stuff. So, you know, it's you got to kind of weigh your options, right? But, you know, I really do dislike that the federation split, but at the same time, now it's kind of like the federations know that they need to like compete and be better to get like big lifters to want to come to their federation. At the same time, maybe they don't have the same, you know, like me, like I speak very ambitious, and I have this like crazy idea of what powerlifting can be, just really prestigious, like amazing thing that like people like to watch. But and it's gonna be built off the backs of the people. like lifting weights is cool, but usually people like they follow a certain individual or lifter and they like that lifter and they want to see them and they're invested in their story, you know, in their training, you know, in the struggles they have to overcome to get there. You know, I think that's what people sort of really relate to and find interesting, right? Obviously, like seeing 1,000-pound squats, which is only going to possibly be done by 2 people, you know, really big deadlifts. That's great to watch too. That's really that's entertaining for us, right? But to like regular people, they don't really get it. But powerlifting is growing. There are more fans of the sport. There are other things that are much bigger than powerlifting where the only people that really care about it are people that participate. So, you know, I believe powerlifting can be much bigger. And I like that these big events are happening. The Pro Series, I might do a whole video on that later. I don't know, maybe somebody on the other side that's like involved with like the production of it, like would want to talk about it. But I just feel like, you know, the Pro Series, how it is now, it needs to be, in my opinion, ideally, it would just be like, there's a couple different meets you can do that can qualify you for it, sort of like nationals, or just make nationals the qualifier for it. And then from nationals, you know, you do nationals, you do really, really well. We need to restore that feeling of, I did my qualifier meet, I won nationals, and now I get to go to the next thing that is much harder to get into than nationals, right? Like maybe it could literally be like the Pro Series can be like a mini Worlds, or it could literally be just like a world. It could be an international meet. You take the top lifters from every country, you know, to qualify, you got to place top 1 through 3, and then they'll choose you based on like total or whatever, right? That'll be great. Literally, it's that simple. Like they could just put it all on nationals, do good at nationals, because then after nationals, we can restore that feeling of, yeah, cool, I got $1,000, whatever. Maybe they increase it to 3,000, 5,000. 5,000 would be great, right? But now you have something to look forward to. I heard a lifter, I don't know if I should say her name because, I don't really speak to this person much, but she won nationals and she said she felt lost after, right? And I totally know what that feels like. You do a meet. I don't feel this way, but there are a lot of lifters that like, they put everything into a prep. They put everything into being the best that they can be at this competition. And then they compete and they win nationals and there's nothing left, right? Or they do collegiates and there's nothing after. You know what I mean? Like we need that big, prestigious, very hard to get into meet that you have to earn a spot at, right? If there's money, great. But the point is, it's a special thing that you can have that nobody else can have, right? Unless they earn it. That is what's special. That is what makes people want to work hard and try to get things. And I think if we can restore that with the Pro Series, like it has potential. It could literally be anything we want, right? But if we could add that back in, I think USAPL can really stand to compete with something like a Worlds and a Sheffield, and it can really compete with, you know, pushing powerlifting to the next level and making it this huge, just incredible, amazing thing. But like I said, that's like I like the idea of like just being able to do nationals and then going to another meet. There's really big lifters that like they have lives, you know, they have other shit going on. They can't afford to like take time off to like travel and compete constantly. You know what I mean? And we just need to make it so it's worth it, or at least something that you could check off your bucket list. So when it's all said and done, you go, you know what? I'm really glad I was able to do that thing. I'm really glad I was able to, you know, compete in that meet or earn that spot. You know, for me, it was like, I really want to make it to the Arnold. And then once I made it to the Arnold, I loved it. It was like my favorite meet, and I wanted to do everything that I could to make it back to that. And I had to keep qualifying every year, and I had to just keep, you know, rising with the tide and continuing to make it in. And I had opportunities to lift on the pro day. You know, there's Pro Raw and the Raw Challenge, but just like scheduling and like obviously I have to coach people. You know, I think it was like once or twice I just said, you know what, I'm just going to do the Raw Challenge because then I could be done lifting Friday and then coach on Saturday and go home Sunday or chill Sunday. So Anyway, USAPL has a lot of potential in what they could do with the Pro Series. I think the first iteration is kind of a step in the right direction, but I would like to see things change. And I want to have a reason to bring my heavy hitters back from the IPF and say, hey, guys, like, we've done that. Da-da-da-da-da. If you guys want to keep doing that, great. But if not, we have this thing back home that we could do, and it's great and it's amazing. So, you know, it's really just, I mean, the sky's the limit. I hope that whoever's in charge and running it is, like, doing the right thing. My line is open. They can always contact me. You know, me and my boys, we're very, like, entrepreneurial. We're thinking, like, big. We have all these ideas. Someone called me, someone very, very high in powerlifting, probably, like, outside of FLEXX, he's probably, like, the most, you know, prestigious or just, like, accomplished, like, respected lifter, you know, said something to me the other day. He said, I don't even want to say what he said, but he said something very nice to me. And it was very nice to hear him say that. And, you know, I didn't know that he saw me that way, and maybe others see me that way. And, you know, I do believe that, you know, what FLEXX has done is, like, irreplaceable. It cannot be replicated. You know, we've won nationals every year except for the year where I decided to pull all the heavy hitters out and send them to Worlds because we needed to get this Sheffield. To be honest, I really wanted Sheffield to happen. It's one of my, like, dreams to do as I coach there, because I'm always looking for the bigger, better thing, and it's the only first thing that's, like, gonna be, like, mentally stimulating for me somewhat. Powerlifting's not that complicated of a sport, right? Especially compared to, like, endeavors I've been involved with in the past. But yeah, anyway, that's my whole thing. We're not going to be at the Pro Series this year. Who knows, man? Maybe next year I'll make a different video, and I'm very involved in the Pro Series, and it's super fun. It's super lit. I do think that certain lifters should pursue the Pro Series, even in its current iteration. But I think it will evolve over time. It can get better. And, you know, I hope they continue to improve on it. We cannot be complacent. We cannot be stuck on our ways. I don't even want to say we, because I just support good ideas. I don't care which federation wins. I just, like, it doesn't matter too much to me. I just want my lifters to have something to go after. And that's why I feel like having a voice and speaking my mind in this regard can help sort of facilitate and maybe nudge those things to happen. Anyway, guys, if you made it this far, you're a real one. Let me get a hashtag real one in the comments down below. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.